Hi, I'm Louise, a pro makeup artist, and today we're going to be creating this beautiful golden Christmas makeup look. Now taking the Hourglass Ambient Edit Palette in the shade Dear. I'm just going to be using a combination of these shades to just set all the cream products that we've used to give even more luminosity and long wear. I'm now just taking the bronzer shade and stippling this over where we've laid down the cream bronzer, just hugging her cheekbone. And just taking that as well on the perimeter of the face around the forehead, down the jawline and a little bit down the neck. Whenever I do a more bronzy look, I like to take the bronzer a little bit down the neck and on the ears, just so there's no separation with the makeup. I'm going to go in now with a combination of these two blush colors. One of the tones is a little bit warmer and more peachy, while the other one is a cooler tone pink. Because Frankie has a cooler undertone, using both of these shades together is just going to make a really beautiful harmonious blush shade for her, in keeping with her undertone while also creating a warm, glowy look. For a little extra glow, I'm just going to be taking the highlight shade and buffing this over where we've placed the liquid highlight. So I'm now just taking the warmer mid-tone brown, and I'm going to be placing this through Frankie's crease. Starting on the outer corner of the eye, I'm just using windshield wiper motions. And I'm also buffing that over the lid of the eye as well. Using the slightly cooler tone brown shade, I'm going to pack that onto a slightly denser brush, and I'm just going to smoke out her lash line. Starting towards the outer corner of the eye, I'm just going to smoke that closer to the inner corner, kind of going 2/3 away. I'm then going to buff this into her crease in the outer V. I'm then going to take this up into the outer corner of the eye and slightly into her crease, just in this outer third. Just open for me. Frankie opening for me to show me where my placement is, which helps me make sure I put this product in the right area. And I'm just going to slightly lift at the end of the eyes and just close for me. Now using a clean blender brush at a slightly smaller size, I'm just going to diffuse that product. Using that same shade, I'm just going to get Frankie to look up for me, and I'm going to take that along the lower lash line. Just focusing on the outer third of the eye and then lifting. I'm now just going back in with that first shade that we used, and I'm going to bring this slightly towards the inner 2/3. For the inner corner, I'm now just going to use this beautiful champagne shimmer shade, taking it on a pencil brush. And I'm just going to focus this on the inner corner of the eye to really open the eyes. And sort of feather it out, up and in. Just taking this gold shade and focusing it on the lid of the eye, blending towards the inner corner and the outer, but leaving a little bit of the outer corner. I'm just going to take this golden shimmer shade all through the center of the lid, and then diffusing that through the edges towards the inner corner of the eye. I'm leaving a little bit of space. Here we have a bit more depth. So again, just taking this gold shimmer shade and packing it onto the center of the lid. If you want even more drama with this shadow, you can use your finger as well. I find the oils in your hands and like the pressure really like press the pigment together. Add a little bit more definition. I'm just going to deepen up the outer corner of the eye, and I'm using the cool tone brown in the palette. This is just going to create dimension in the eye. For a little extra drama, I'm just gonna take that Champagne Shimmer shade, just close to me, and I'm gonna press this just on the center of Frankie's eyelid. And then blend that together with the gold. I'm now going to be taking the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Glide Eye Pencil in Ground Coffee, and I'm going to use this to deepen out Frankie's lash line and also use it in the waterline. So just using feathering motions, I'm just going back and forth along the outer third of Frankie's lash line. And then using a smudger brush, I'm just going to smoke that out. And at the tail, we can just do a little lift, and that's going to create one of the easiest wings that you can do. So I've taken the Lisa Eldridge pencil along the top lash line, we've smoked it out and we've created a very subtle wing. Another step that you can use to really add some drama to this look is to tightline and go into the waterline with a pencil. Ideally a waterproof pencil, so maybe not Lisa Eldridge in this instance, I would maybe use Victoria Beckham or Hourglass. For Frankie's eye shape in particular, I think this might just close her eyes, so we've kept that clean for this particular look, but you can always do that if that is your preference. The next step is mascara. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Unlocked Mascara in the shade Espresso. This is a beautiful chocolate brown, and it's going to really complement this bronzy eye look. So I'm just going to wiggle this into the base of the lashes and then do rolling motions upward. I'm now just going to be taking the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Palette, and I'm going to be using the finishing powder. I'm just going to be taking this all over Frankie's face. For the lips, I'm going to be going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Pillow Talk. Next, I'm going to be using the Lisa Eldridge Lipstick in Kitten Mischief. And now for the final step, we're going to lock everything in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So there we have it. This is our final makeup look. Please stay tuned for more videos on our channel.